Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the Smalletics channel. Today we are going to do another review. I love doing these videos, you guys always request them. We're going to be reviewing Sophie, Gains by Brains. She has a YouTube channel, Instagram, she posts a lot of fitness content, nutrition content, and she just posted a full day of eating plus her current body recomp and intermittent fasting stuff. So I thought it'd be a really good opportunity to look at her and talk about what she's eating from a health perspective, from a would this be good for petite women perspective. I also really like her. So I'm excited to watch this video with you guys and chat about it. And also, if you guys missed the macros workshop we had on Saturday, it was incredible. If you want to look at the replay and learn about how you can count macros, what macros are, how to find your right numbers, all that stuff, you can buy the replay of it now. It's available on my website. Just go ahead and check the link in the description if you are curious, if you want to have the replay of the workshop and the workbook and all that stuff. It's now available in case you missed it and you're like, damn, I really wanted to go to that. So you can check it out in the description below. Okay. I really like watching her videos.
Guys, it's Sophie and welcome to a new What I Eat in a Day video. I'm currently still fasting intermittently. I've been doing so for years and I'm eating intuitively since I'm on a body recomp. I usually start my eating window at 12 and then I'll eat or I'll consume all my calories for 8 consecutive hours. So my eating window ends at 8 in the evening. It is currently not 12 yet.
Okay, so she's just jumping into talking about her current goals. One thing I love about her is she has like a really long-term approach to her goals. It seems to me she does do like the traditional bulk cut thing, but right now what she's doing currently is actually what I teach a lot, which is eating at your maintenance level calories so you're not dieting and working on a body recomposition. Basically, over time you focus on progressive overload. That's exactly what I teach you guys. We always talk about progressive overload, right? So making sure you're increasing your weights in the gym. Just eating at your maintenance calories. So you're not restricting, you're not dieting, you're just eating a high protein diet and you're building muscle over time, which builds your metabolism. And in 3 to 6 months, you should see an increase in muscle mass, AKA an increase in your metabolism, and then also a reduction in body fat just eating at your maintenance level. So let's see what else she has to say about this, if anything, and then we'll also talk about intermittent fasting.
I'm currently on a body recomp. Body recomp is basically where you eat at maintenance and then you focus on getting enough dietary protein in, as protein is one of the main stimulants of muscle protein synthesis, and then you focus on progressively overloading your muscles in the gym. And then over time your body composition will gradually change, which means that your body fat percentage will go down and your lean muscle tissue will go up, which is why it is called a body recomp. Usually when I'm back. Alright, so now that my face is on, let's make some coffee. When I'm intermittent fasting, I do drink coffee. I cannot drink black coffee because that's just, I tried, but
Okay, so I want to talk about intermittent fasting with you guys. A really long time ago, I made a video where I tried intermittent fasting. During that time, it must have been 1 or 2 years ago, I tried an extreme window, the window that she is doing. So let's back it up for a second. Intermittent fasting is when you only eat during a smaller, shortened window during the day. For example, she does a 16-8, or an 8-16. So she eats from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. She has an 8-hour window where she consumes calories. And all the rest of the time, so from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day, she fasts. She does not eat anything. And when you sleep, you're in a natural fasted state. But then if, she's waking up and going, skipping breakfast essentially all the way until noon when she eats. So that's what intermittent fasting is. Now, there are a lot of developing studies still. There's a lot of studies that show it can be beneficial, especially for men. There are studies that show it can be beneficial not from just a weight loss and a metabolism standpoint, but for your gut health. It can help to give your digestive system a break from breaking down food and clear things out. For some, it can help with weight loss. I want to talk about this and focus on this a little bit because this is I think this is something I didn't realize, when I first heard about it years ago. It's not just restricting or changing your calories. You have to also understand that when you change your calories, when you change, the amount of time when you're not consuming, it's going to affect your hormones and everything in your body. It's not just about eating food. When you eat food, a huge chain of reactions happen with the release of hormones, your adrenals, your the glands all over your body. It totally affects your hormones. And that's why for women, there are some studies that show that it can be a little bit more difficult to tolerate, and it really depends on the individual. Can't speak today. It really depends on the individual and if they are already hormonally pretty stable and healthy. It can be tough if you have autoimmune problems or issues to do intermittent fasting. Some of the studies have shown maybe stay clear of it. If you are a healthy individual, you don't have signs of hormonal issues, you have a regular period, chronic stress is not a huge factor in your life, you might be a good candidate for intermittent fasting. I would recommend not doing the 8-16 that she's doing. So a 16-hour window is a really long time to go without food. It's definitely not meant to you're not meant to just do that. You should build up to that for a long time before you're doing that. Sophie has been doing it for years, so her body's like very well trained for it. When other women do this, they can lose their period. Like I said, your hormones are a pretty delicate thing, and intermittent fasting can affect them. So that being said, just because you can't or maybe shouldn't do the 16-hour window, it doesn't mean you can't still incorporate elements of intermittent fasting into your lifestyle. You can do a shorter window, and that's what I do, and that's what I teach my clients. So we do a 12-hour fasting window, so you have 12 hours between your dinner and your breakfast. That way, you still get the benefits, the studies show, of the intermittent fasting. So it improves your gut health, it can improve your insulin, it can improve your metabolism, but you're not stretching it out so far that you're really testing your body and affecting your hormones. So pretty much a 12-hour window is pretty well tolerated by almost everyone, and that's where I would start if I were you. And if that is crazy for you, never go too extreme. If you need to start for 8 to 10 hour window, that's totally fine, and work up to 12. The goal is don't just go from whatever you're doing now to suddenly not eating and skipping breakfast. Take a look at your current lifestyle, what your natural window is, and maybe increase it by an hour and see how you feel. That's my advice on that. Oh, I should also say that you don't have to do it every day to get the benefits. You can do it maybe 2 to 3 times per week. Choose a couple days a week to do a 12 to 14 hour fast and see how your body tolerates it. You can drink coffee on it, as long as there's no calories in coffee, it's just water. So you can have black coffee when you wake up. But that leads me to my next point, which is drinking caffeine on an empty stomach. So let's talk about if this is healthy. So in the functional medicine, dietitian realm of things, they talk a lot about adrenal fatigue and chronic fatigue. What they mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but what they're talking about is how your adrenal glands, they produce cortisol when you're stressed, and coffee itself cannot, contribute medically to adrenal fatigue. There's not perfect evidence of that. However, coffee can contribute to chronic stress, and chronic stress is linked to cortisol levels, and cortisol is a stress hormone. So when we're really stressed from anything, it could be from dieting, relationships, it could be from not sleeping enough, we have higher levels of cortisol in the system, and that is a hormone that keeps you from burning fat. Caffeine is extremely individual, the way people react to it. I don't drink coffee, as you guys know, I'm a matcha girl, but it's not that coffee's bad, it's just people have very different reactions to it. So you always want to think about the context of your goals and how your body responds to things, and also look at the studies and ask professionals. That's really just, experiment, make informed decisions that are based on studies, and see how your body responds to it. So let's get back to it.
I just kind of get used to the taste, so I add a tiny bit of oat milk to it. Obviously, personal preference, a lot of mental calories.
So she's making her coffee.
It's time for the first meal of the day, and we're going to make pancakes. For the ingredients, you need oats, any type of milk. I'm using oat milk, baking powder, 1 ripe banana, 2 eggs, cinnamon or cookie spices, that's what I'm using, and 1 scoop of vanilla protein. The protein is optional, you can also add an extra banana instead. I'm using the ISOA in vanilla flavor by Women's Best, which is my current favorite. So then I'm going to mix everything up, and then the mix is finished. And this is it. I made 3 pancakes, and like I added blueberry.
Okay, so this is a really fun food. She, what I like about this is that she's not just eating like chicken breasts and spinach, because that gets really boring, right? But she's finding ways to enjoy her food and make it like fun, cook it herself, make it a moment. That really, at least for me and my clients, when you really pay attention to eating foods that make you happy, but are still healthy, you have better long-term outcomes. So in terms of eating PFF, which is protein, healthy fats, and fibrous carbs, she has all of them in this meal, which is great. She has her protein from protein powder, so it's not a natural source of protein, but we'll take it. It's good to have protein in every meal, like she said, like I'm saying, having that goal of gaining muscle and losing fat, you gotta keep your protein high. So she's probably having about 30 grams of protein in this meal. There's a little protein in the egg whites. She's getting her healthy fats from the egg yolks and also the nut butter that I think she's putting on top. And then she's getting fiber from the blueberries and the banana. So this is a good meal. This is really balanced. This is gonna keep her in fat burning mode. She, it's not just a carby breakfast that will cause her blood sugar to be crazy. So it's really balanced. It looks really yummy, and I would definitely eat this.
Little workout, it was quite chill. It was like a dance class with mainly focused on upper body, but you don't always have to have the highest intensity workout. It's just about getting your body moving.
I love that Sophie said that. It's really it's a huge mindset shift, but it's not about burning as many calories as possible during a session. If you really want to have long-term results, you have to start looking at your whole lifestyle and not just the gym being a time where you go as hard as fast as possible to burn as many calories as possible, because your metabolism doesn't benefit from that. What your metabolism benefits from is getting daily movement in, and also from building lean muscle. And over time, this has a better metabolic effect than just going to the gym and doing tons of cardio and pounding your joints and doing HIIT workouts. So I love that she said sometimes it's just about moving and having fun, and it's not about, being drenched in sweat every time you work out, but just working on moving and getting your blood flowing and also building strength. And that's gonna have much better long-term results and effects than, burning yourself out doing cardio every day.
Making lunch, I have 2 slices of toast, like 3/4 of an avocado, unfortunately. It was overripe, and then I added some lemon, some of this pepper sea salt mixed with garlic and citrus. I also added some chili flakes, and that's it. I'm going to make dinner, and
I just skipped ahead, but this is a great meal. Let's talk about ways she can improve it, because it's more like a snack, probably not a lot of calories. So she's getting her fiber in from the avocados. Avocados are a fat, but they're high in fiber. So you get the healthy fats from the avocado, and you also get the fiber from the avocado. I also love that she's cooking with really easy things that make food taste so much better, like lemon juice and citrus spices. Those help make food taste so much better, and it can take really plain food like toast and avocado to a much funner place with the chili flakes and the spices and the lemon citrus. So I like that aspect. In terms of the bread is totally fine. I personally would want maybe a higher protein bread, or just a more nutritionally dense bread, such as an Ezekiel bread, a sprouted bread. I love Dave's Killer bread. You guys have probably heard me talk about that all this month. Whole Foods now has it. So yeah, I would say this is a good snack. Maybe not a meal. It's probably not over 200 calories, and she's probably not gonna stay full. But that being said, this might be a snack for her because she's eating from 12 to 8, so I think she's gonna do multiple smaller meals. I would not snack throughout the day. If you have a full day, I'd have bigger meals and give your body time between meals to, digest fully. But this is her way of doing it. She's been doing it for many years. Her body's adjusted. So it's not really better or worse. It's just how she does it. You can achieve your results in a lot of different ways. It's why it takes some experimentation. Though you just don't want to shock the system too much by watching a YouTuber's lifestyle and then trying to copy everything they're doing. Your body will not likely react well to that. So just always keep that in mind when you're watching other fitness influencers. It's just, okay, what small things can I learn from this? Not overhaul my lifestyle and do 16-hour intermittent fasting windows and eat 10 small meals a day, right? That's not realistic. And also there's no protein in this meal. So I don't know how she's gonna hit her protein goal for the day. She probably is gonna have higher protein later, but I would add some protein to this. either, she already ate eggs because, you know, eggs would be a good natural, like some egg whites on top of this. She is missing a protein though, I would say.
What I'm going to make first is tofu. The oven is preheating to 200 degrees Celsius, which is around 400 Fahrenheit, I think. Using is sesame oil. I've been looking around for sesame oil for the longest time in the supermarket and I couldn't find it, and I just found it. If you've never tried sesame oil and you really like the taste of sesame, then definitely try it. I love cooking with it. I just finished with cleaning the vegetables and I also cut them into bite-sized portions. The vegetables that I'm using, I think that it will be in there for 30 more minutes or so, but I'll just keep checking regularly.
This dinner looks delicious. I love that she is eating lots of vegetables. Those are really high in fiber. She has some starchy carbs and some non-starchy. So the starchy carbs are like the root vegetables. I think she had some sweet potato in there, it looked like, and that's great to have, some complex carbs. She also had some broccoli, which is, you know, you can eat a lot of broccoli and it doesn't have a lot of calories in it, so it's a higher volume food. It will keep you full, it has fiber, it has lots of micronutrients, so lots of minerals and vitamins that you need in your everyday nutrition. And she's getting healthy fats from her oil that she's cooking with, and then she's getting protein from the tofu. Now, in terms of her choice of protein, tofu, it's very safe to eat soy products as a part of your diet. However, in the realm of nutrition with tofu, you probably want to consult with your doctor on if you should be eating soy products every single day based on the history in your family. Obviously, the idea or sort of the criticism the tofu gets is that it can act like estrogen in the body, and that can lead to, you know, other health issues. The actual scientific link is not 100% established, but a lot of it is like you want to have diversity in your nutrition, in your, you know, to make sure you get enough vitamins and minerals from lots of different foods. So eating tofu is fine, or if you're eating it for, you know, 2 or 3 meals per day, you probably want to diversify your protein sources if you're vegan. But in this case, I think it's totally fine, and this meal is really PFF balanced, so it's going to keep her full and satiated and you know, healthy and fat burning. I also love that she kind of is just making things up as she goes for the day, but she's prioritizing protein. So she has a lot of experience tracking macros, and she knows when, you know, this is also what I talk about with my clients. She knows looking at foods, what is a protein, what's a carb, and what's a fat. So she can more easily make recipes on the go like this that will fit her goals and help her achieve the body composition she wants. She just threw together this meal. It's super balanced, it's great, and I love that she's just kind of eating, you know, what looks good to her. And this was a really easy meal to make too. Like, you just throw it in the oven and leave it for 45 minutes. So
this is scare in vanilla flavor, and then I'm going to add some blueberries to it as well, and I might add a bit of crusty, just a tiny bit. This one just for some crunch.
Okay, that's a lot of protein probably. So she's having a nice little treat at night. I like yogurt kind of as a dessert, and she's getting protein in this. She's getting fiber a little bit from the blueberries. She's getting probably some fiber in that granola, a little bit of carbs. Obviously it's a less carby meal, probably because she's probably eating less, you know, more, she's front loading her carbs in the day a little bit. Though she had a high carb dinner, she's balancing her meals really well. This one has less carbs. I find that texture is so important for feeling satiated, and this is something I just learned about myself in the last probably like 3 months doing my own fitness challenge. I need crunch. If I eat something soft like a yogurt or a cottage cheese, I need a crunch in there. There has to be a crunch. I don't know what it is. I just have to I have to chew it. And so I love that she brought that up. Like, texture is such a big part of feeling satiated. So overall, she probably, I'm gonna guess that day of eating was like, I don't know, 1,300 to 1,500 calories. Didn't seem like a high calorie day. I didn't see her portion size for dinner. Maybe 1,500 calories. It's probably around maybe her maintenance if she just came off of a cut. So, which I think she did. So she's, you know, she's eating intuitively. She's eating to her hunger, you know, what her hunger is telling her. So that's good. She is in that maintenance mode, so she's not stuffing herself, she's not dieting. So I think she's in a really good place. I really think her meals were really healthy this day. She's prioritizing protein. She had fun recipes. She made sure she was enjoying her food and taking time to make it and sit down. So I think this was a great video. I approve. I thought that was fun. And yeah, what do you guys think of her, you know, her nutrition and her lifestyle? What do you think of intermittent fasting? I want to hear your thoughts below. I would love to just hear, you know, do you think you could eat this way? Do you already eat like Sophie does? Do you balance your meals? Tell me everything you think about this video below and in the comment section. And if you learned something from this video or you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe for more content tailored to petite women. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.